Hello, I'm John Cunningham, and I'm running for re-election to a second term as a member of your select board. When I was first elected, we were in the throes of a COVID-19 pandemic with an uncertain outcome. It affected most every aspect of our lives. Our town government, schools, and our citizenry performed magnificently in the time coming out of the pandemic, prepared and determined to move forward. Unfortunately, the unexpected inflation and increasing interest rates have put unusual financial pressures on our citizens and the town. We're now faced with several important issues, most notably a budget that exceeds Proposition 2.5 limits, a state mandate on MBTA multifamily housing, and the need to address near and long-term town and school facility needs, not to mention addressing climate attenuation efforts. Our budget stands front and center with a proposed override slated to increase real property taxes. While the proposed budget is significantly less than when first presented, it will still result in some reductions in personnel in schools and town government. The budget before the annual town meeting now, scheduled for 27th of April at the Westford Academy football field, represents a compromise between a Proposition 2.5 compliant budget and original budget. It gives the annual town meeting a viable budget to consider. I believe that a Proposition 2.5 compliant budget is too severe and will result in significant cuts in personnel that will adversely affect our children's education and the safety of our community. The annual town meeting can approve the budget as is, or decrease or increase the budget, and approve an override that will go to the ballot on the 7th of May. Regardless of the result, we will still have work to do over the next 3 years and beyond. I am committed to finding ways to mitigate increases over the following years and to address built-in cost increases that exceed the Proposition 2.5 budget and which may result in future overrides. I'm especially cognizant of the impact of increase in property taxes on our seniors and those under fixed and limited incomes. I will press to use every legal avenue existing or under consideration to lessen that impact. While I don't particularly like the state mandate on the MBTA communities, I believe the approach of the Planning Board and the Advisory Committee to comply with the law with an overlay district that more than meets the minimum is good for the town. It will provide flexibility and a quality of development that will enhance our ability to provide housing for young professionals, families, and downsizing seniors. I believe the number of potential units and overall area developed will be significantly less than that projected by the state model because of wastewater treatment needs, existing underlying commercial activities, and site topography. I believe we have an option to reduce the overlay area later if circumstances change and we remain compliant with the law. We need to utilize the existing town-owned facilities more effectively and manage long-term excluded debt to minimize the impact on our taxpayers. We need to pay particular attention to the ongoing library project, the design of which is scheduled for completion by the end of this year, with construction beginning in 2025. We need to make sure we stay within budget and have resources for the added excluded debt. Our Clean Energy Committee has developed a well-thought-out roadmap to zero emissions by 2050. While relatively reasonable, we need to be somewhat cautious about our eagerness to accept grants unless we have a plan and a complete understanding of just what the impact will be on operations and the sufficient electricity will be available. For example, a complete electrified police cruiser fleet is a vision for the future, but we need a transition plan and a vision of what operations and maintenance would look like. We are a welcoming and resilient community. We will find our way out of this immediate dilemma and most assuredly develop a way forward that will lessen the financial impact on our citizens while providing the services they need. I want to help you in this endeavor and would very much appreciate your vote on May the 7th. Thank you for allowing me to serve our wonderful community.